education is broken right now, and fundamentally for a couple different reasons, right? I think number one, education was modeled, at least the kind of the modern version of education was really heavily modeled after, it was modeled around the Industrial Revolution, and really modeled around different set of preconditions, right? And the preconditions when it was modeled was really when knowledge was scarce, right? And it was around giving people a common set of knowledge, and then giving them some common kind of paradigms to be successful in labor jobs, right? So the ability to learn language, work with other people, maybe some basic arithmetic. But then a huge part of education was, hey, can you follow rules? Can you listen to your superiors? Can you be at a place exactly at 8 a.m., leave at 3 p.m., kind of take these 45-minute hour shifts? And it kind of was really setting you up for hopefully a successful labor career for yourself, right? Where you can kind of go and work at a factory or at a mill and kind of be successful. The rules have kind of changed now, right? Especially, I mean, they've changed for a while, but I think especially over the past, 20 to 30 years, a couple things have changed, right? Number one, knowledge is no longer scarce. It's really abundant, right? Now you can go on the internet and find out and learn anything just with literally one Google query, right? And that fundamentally changed the kind of landscape, because now you don't really need to go to a school to get access to that knowledge. Access is actually pretty abundant. And so one of the motivations for school has kind of gone away. And so school hasn't really reacted to that. And they're still attempting to teach with the precondition that knowledge is scarce, where it's really abundant. And so I think one of the things that fundamentally needs to change about education is it needs to be modeled around what the new scarcity is, which is, in my mind, attention. And in that vein, I think what schools really need to teach is how to learn, how to look at a bunch of content and figure out what's most important, and kind of hone your attention in the right way, because that's going to be what's most valuable, right? And the last thing I'll say is I'll take that from my example as a software engineer. When I went to school pre-internet, right? I'm not that old, but like late 90s, 99 to 2003, you had to know all these details about memory allocation and all these things, because if there was a bug in your code, it was on you to fix it. And you couldn't really do anything else. Now, the real knowledge about computer programming is more about like, how can you use the internet to kind of support you in what you're doing? Because, you can literally copy and paste stack traces, right? And like figure out what's going on with your code. So I think it's a different mindset shift that needs to happen in education. And because it hasn't happened, to me, education is broken at the moment. That's just one of the causes. We can go into more later.